And then, of course, though surprisingly beyond the pain, she felt a strange jolt of odd pleasure each time. Okay.
Do you not like it, or do you not like it? Because at this point, the way you keep reiterating, oh, she was conflicted, it's like, I think by now she would just be like, okay, yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah, after the first one, you know if you like it or not.
Grab some popcorn and stick around. We've got some garbage to talk about.
Hi, Rogue.
Hey, Zax.
Hi, Karina.
Hey, Zax. Hey, Rogue.
Hey, Karina.
So we're following back up on the real me. Card in the corner.
Oh boy.
We read through all of chapter 1 last time, but a quick refresher. Tori decided that Jade's going to be her submissive, and Jade is surprised but enticed by it.
Who wouldn't be?
Surprised but interested.
There was Tori gives like 3 huge monologues. The chapter definitely could have ended at either. We learned that Tori's family a family that plays together stays together. And
Gross.
At some undefined age, the mom knew that Tori had what it takes to be a good dominatrix.
We don't have time to unpack the problems of that plot point, but you know.
Yeah. We'll find out more as we go. One other thing also, Tori in the future will have Jade get a tattoo that says Tori Slut on her tush, which is great, I guess. Like, you know, it's not about wanting couples to fail with a thing like that, but like, what if you die? Like, what if you get hit by a bus, Tori? Jade's just got that now.
What if you go to the doctor and they're like, all right, you gotta, let's do this physical. And you're like, okay. And they're doing the physical and they're like, what is this? You're like, oh, you know, just my brand.
Oh, lovely. Love that for you. I guess, because that's part of that tattoo is part of your play. Your doctor did not consent to being party to it.
Yeah.
I don't think they really care. I'm sure they've seen tons of crazy tattoos. Yeah. It's like just part of it. But I do like the idea of like a doctor being like,
just gonna add this to your physical chart real quick.
Just gonna put a little band-aid on your tooth.
Yeah.
I can stop looking at it during this physical.
It looks like it's staring at me.
I like that that's not really part of any physical she'd have. That's like, I can't think of it.
Just, yeah, everybody knows when you go get a physical, the doctor looks at your butt and goes, that's a nice one.
Yep. Pat. Pat.
Just give it a little pat. Yeah.
Alright, so...
That's where Dr. Butt comes from.
Yeah, Doctor. Oh no, Dr. Butt. My favorite thing about Dr. Butt was how pleased with himself and everyone else he was. Like, no one could get enough of Dr. Butt. Okay, so chapter 2, laying down the law. We're back in their first night, so... it starts with Tori having Jade lick her feet. And this is something Bob
what a
said
way to start the evening.
Bob told me I should, like, make a counter of this because this is something that's going to keep happening. But Jade will be, like, hesitant but thrilled, or she can't believe she's doing this, but it's thrilling. And it's like, I get why we're not covering Jade's POV a lot of the time, because it's like... So, this is a line, okay. Even more strange to her was the fact that the thought of submitting to Tori gave her an odd thrill. But besides the thrill, Jade knew that she had no choice. By not reacting to the spank, Jade had sealed her own fate, and that in itself was a turn on. It's not like, okay, so if you remember last time, Tori spanked her in the janitor's closet and then said, right, I'll see you at 7. And Jade didn't do anything, and apparently that was her fully agreeing to this whole thing. But like, I would just like to point out that it's fight, flight, or freeze. Not fight, flight, or canoodle. Or submit.
Your options are flight, fight, and fuck.
Yeah. Like, golly. Jade.
3 Fs.
Yeah, 3 Fs. But then, and so, as this keeps going on, she's like more and more just like, wow. Jade looked a bit confused and unsure of herself, but quietly complied. Okay, let me break down these rules. Okay, so I feel like I'm just gonna say this. This was a thing that bugged me. So she goes through the rules, and then she's like, understood, and then Jade's like, yeah, Tori, got it. She's like, spanks her, because she's like, it's Mistress Tori to you. And I'm like, that was not listed in the
part
rules.
of the rules.
Yeah,
And
you didn't say this beforehand.
Like, just like, especially because like last chapter, Tori, you know Jade's only BDSM knowledge is like this fan fiction.
Yeah.
Okay, so rule 1, no major changes to your body without Tori's approval. When we're alone
Gross.
together, you'll either be naked or wearing an outfit of my choice. And then this one, I immediately like, so no safe word, I guess, because rule 3, never want to hear the word no, delete it from your vocabulary.
Okay, yeah, so I feel compelled to jump in really quick. Regardless of like what your relationship is like, whether it's like you're like in a BDSM deal or just like a relationship in general, be it romantic or platonic, if the other person involved at any point says you're not allowed to say no, you need to get out of there as soon as possible.
Run away.
That's more than a red flag. That's like them telling you to your face, I'm going to abuse you.
Yeah.
Like, get out of there. Find some new friends.
It's, like,
get
part
away from
of,
this
like,
person.
What I don't like about this, too, is that, like, Tori just sort of throws this all on Jade without explaining to her. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's the kind of thing where it's, like, I would want to be like, okay, time out, though. But, like, real talk, though, like, if things, I can't actually say no, though, right? Like,
yeah, like, there's a way to get out of this. Because, you know, for some people, their safe word isn't no. Because sometimes that's part of, like, their session. Like, oh, no, stop. Like, you know, that type of thing. Yeah. But you do have a word. That's like,
exactly.
There's no way, like, in this context, you're gonna mistake this for, like, a hard stop.
Yeah. Then... okay, so rule 4 is, our private life is not to be discussed with anyone for any reason. Except my family, but they'll keep our secret, because they know.
That's terrible.
Like, but let's also address, like, Jade, I've spanked you and forced you to be my girlfriend. You can't vent about this with anybody.
Yeah, you can't tell anybody that I'm abusing you. You can talk to my family about it, though, because they're also in on it.
Yeah,
this is just the Billie Eilish story.
It really is. Yeah. This is like, I guess the school of BDSM and fan fiction. But okay, so rule 5, at least the one thing I will say, they're at least like nicer to everybody physically, because like, Rogue, remember the Billie Eilish story? Everyone was like, Billie's so stinky and hairy, and I can't believe I had to eat her out for 3 hours. It was heinous. And it's like, okay, are you a fan or not? Or like, because like,
this is secretly written by a Billie Eilish hater.
Maybe, because like, I understand that busk play exists, but not like this.
I would hate to be called stinky by my... Okay, you know, I take that back. The name Andrew and I call each other is Stinky, so never mind.
It's different, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's from a place
I'm not
of
telling
love.
him you smell bad.
And it's not your inner thoughts as you're like holding your breath to continue an act. like, like, I love you. Okay,
Yeah, Andrew would kiss me and then he'd leave the room and he'd go, ew, gross.
Ew.
Ooh, yucky. Didn't like that.
Okay, rule 5. Just to not make things awkward with Beck, they'll act like friends in public. And then at a time of Tori's choosing,
Oh my
they'll
god,
come
they're still
out.
together.
Yeah, well, they just...
break up.
Well, they broke up 2 hours ago.
Right, I remember.
Yeah, because that was her demand. Okay, rule 6. When we're in public, you can act like your normal self, but if you displease me, you'll be punished.
In public or when they get home?
In public,
they
I
get-
assume. Oh.
It does not specify, so neither of you are wrong. I'm under the impression that Tori wants to make a little list of all of Jade's transgressions so that when they get home, she can punish her relentlessly for hours.
It's like, alright, you didn't say thank you to the cashier. You didn't look both ways before you crossed the street.
Yeah, exactly.
And you walked in front of me. So that means you get 10 lashings when we get home.
Yeah, I think that is coming up, probably.
Oh, no.
At this rate. Rule 7, you're at my beck and call 24 hours a day. If I call, you'd better answer. If a relative's in the hospital, fuck them. Because you didn't answer when I call you.
Yeah, boundaries. You're on the phone with your boss. You're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Put me on speaker right now.
Like, I get it on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like, just chill a little bit. Like, these
down.
rules are particularly, like, fun, or, like,
These
I'm not
suck.
saying it needs to all be a game, but this is, like, this doesn't feel playful at all. And
Yeah,
I mean, are
I
they
don't
even-
feel excited to be like, oh, this is gonna be such a fun thing.
Are they even sexy and fun for Tori? Like, it just seems like it's a lot for her to deal with, too.
Yeah.
Did anybody read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke?
No.
Okay, because so the whole premise of that is that it's like a dom and sub relationship that's happening long distance between two women, and there's like they have a contract where it's like, oh, here are the things that we're gonna exchange, and there's a pull and push. Like, granted, things get fucking crazy like halfway through the book, but there's a pull and push. Like, you do these things for me and I will pay all your bills. I'll make sure your rent is covered. I'll send you like nice things. Like, there's both people are getting something out of this one way or another. This is just Tori's like, yeah, I'm gonna abuse you and like you have to deal with it because I said so.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting that we're bringing this up because, like, later on, whether or not Tori's having fun is actually going to be explored in this.
Oh.
And we'll see how we feel about
she has
that.
Jade, like, bent over her knee, and she's just going to town, and she's like, am I a bad person? I think I might be a bad person.
Well, that's too much self-reflection.
Oh,
I
okay.
can already tell you the fic ain't going there, but we'll see where we go there. Okay, so rule 8, I'll add, subtract, or change the rules as I see fit. However, I'll make clear what the rules are at any given time. But then, like, you can't penalize me for breaking them.
Yeah, because if you can change... this is, like, bare minimum. Like, at least you'll communicate with me when there's a change.
Yeah.
It really
but,
is.
like, so far, Tori's definitely more of an after-the-fact kind of girl.
Yeah.
So, rule 9, I make the Rule 9. I make the decisions in this relationship so you don't have to.
Oh, thank you. How kind of you.
Thank you. It's not like I'm a grown woman.
She's like the BDSM nostalgia critic or something. What are you doing? Though a part of her wanted to resist, another part wanted to smile. I get it, Jade. You don't like it, but you like it. Ugh. Okay.
A better way to have, like, written this was, like, ooh, she felt guilty for being into it, like, or, like, oh, a part of her was, like, grossed out that she was into it, instead of, like, oh, no, I feel so bad that I, like, just fucking over again.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's like, I got it the first time. Like, either get into the flow of things or leave. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. Stop.
We're too early to be, like, breaking down over this.
Rule 10. No playing or touching yourself when I'm not around. Rule
How would you
11.
know?
Boo.
Like, this is the kind of thing, like, I remember in Euphoria when he was like, well, that was his, like, that was kind of, I get that, because he was like, I need you to tell me that I'm not allowed to touch myself, and then I'll pay you whenever I break the rules. And then he just kept paying her, and then she was just like, you're gross. And he was like, thank you. And, like, I can get why that tickled his fancy. Like, not for me, but I can wrap my head around that.
Yes.
But, like, this is just like, no, I will
no fun
beat
allowed.
you if you touch yourself when I'm not around. And it's like, why? What if I'm thinking of you? What if I'm thinking of, like, the latest fan service from Riverdale? I don't know. Like, let me live my life. Then rule 11, you will only come when I allow it. So I guess those rules kind of go together, because it's like...
Kind of.
Because I can't even touch myself not to completion.
I don't know how you would assure... I don't know. I don't understand that one.
Well, okay, cum control is going to be something that we just have to, that we're going to have to get into, because, like, I know that edging is a thing, but I don't really get how it actually works, just because, like, I don't know how to do it. But you
just
stop, you take a breather, and you keep going.
But you can't, I mean, Zax, when she was presenting the story to us, told me a little bit about some of the orgasm control. And it's not something that you can control if you're actively being stimulated.
Yeah, okay, because because that's what I was thinking. Because, and, like, as we go on, this is just a like, I'm assuming, like, I don't know, like, I'll agree that maybe there is a way to build up, like, if you're working towards this goal and, like, training towards that sort of thing to, like, prolong it even while stimulation, like, maybe you can do that. Like, maybe that's, like, a Kegel thing. I don't know. Whatever. But I don't think, this is night 1. She's been a sub for, like, what? Half an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 minutes.
So let's keep going. Okay, so then she's like, well, those are the rules, all 11. Do you understand? And she said, like, do you have any questions? And then Jade says, no, Tori, sounding defeated. And she gets slapped in the face because you didn't call her Mistress Tori.
In the face.
And then instantly Jade knew she does deserve the slap.
I don't like the depersonalization that Jade is already going through.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
And then some more. The desire to please Tori was both an alien feeling and a pleasurable one.
Oh my gosh, we get it.
Oh, I've never done this before.
Then, okay, so let's see. But now, like, more humiliation. So think of, if you watched any Victorious, Jade's the goth one. Throughout this fic, she'll be referred to as Jade or the goth. And, Now she has to wear a pink and white cheerleader outfit, no panties, skirt, pom-poms, tight sweater, and it's got a big T on the front. And she has to make a cheer while Tori watches. Then Tori takes a camera. So the whole time, so Jade's already feeling vulnerable. And then Tori takes out a camera, and then Jade says, "Hey." It says a humiliated Jade suddenly said out loud. And then Tori immediately goes into punishment mode. Because how dare you stop me from taking a picture of you. When, like, Tori's earned no trust yet. That's one thing her mom, like, first of all, don't train your kid to be a dom. But the one thing I guess her mom did right is she keeps talking about trust. You need, like, that's very important. And, like, the writer seems to think that Tori has somehow earned this trust when I have read nothing to that effect.
Yeah.
But okay, so Jade's like, don't take a picture of me in this. Like, I didn't even want to put it on. She's like, bend over, put your hands on the back of the couch and spread your legs. And so she did it, and she gets 3 hard spanks, as hard as Tori could. And then, of course, though surprisingly beyond the pain, she felt a strange jolt of odd pleasure each time. Okay.
Do you not like it, or do you not like it? Because at this point, the way you keep reiterating, oh, she was conflicted, it's like, I think by now she would just be like, okay, yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah, after the first one, you know if you like it or not.
And, like, yeah, or even if it's still, like, I can't believe, even if it was just like she still couldn't get over how much she really liked this. Yeah. I'm like, I get it, you don't need to keep telling me, but at least that's like giving Jade some sort of agency instead of like she's not even in control of liking things. Like,
does she have no brain in her head?
At all. Okay, the cheer's pretty lackluster. Give us a T, give us an O, give us an R, give us an I. What does that spell? Tori.
Boo.
Yay, Tori.
Tomato.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then they finally do kisses and butt squeezes. Then let's see. Then she has to get out. She has to get back to being naked again. There's like some pre-care, I guess, because she sees the whip that's hanging off the table, and then because she still hasn't been punished yet for ruining Tori's performance last chapter. This is all just like orientation.
Oh god.
And so
this is all just foreplay for Tori.
Yeah. On the surface, Jade feared the whip, but deeper down, she longed for its touch at Tori's hand.
Shut the fuck up, Jade.
And then I like this, that Jade's gonna think to herself, how could Tori know me better than I know myself? How did she know I could crave the whip? I don't know, because you're pretty easy going.
It seems like you don't know yourself very well at all, so.
Yeah, you haven't investigated at all.
Yeah, you fucking dumb asshole.
So then they have now, like, they're making out. Tori's a little warm and she's like, I've come to love you, you'll serve me, I'll take care of you. And then Jade's head was spinning as it became clearer that what Tori said was in fact the truth. It was arousing and a bit scary all at the same time. Okay,
you say it literally once, and that's all you need.
You're like, I get it.
Literally, 90% of Jade's internal monologue thus far has been, I don't know if I like this. I'm so confused and conflicted.
This one, as the kiss deepened, Jade's sense of confused arousal only became more intense. Confused arousal needed to be the title of the story.
Because slam my head in the door.
I don't want to know the real you. I'm just so super hyper aware of your confused arousal all the time.
That's the only thing I know about you.
You're confused and aroused about it. Okay, so then let's see. She has to get handcuffed ankles and wrists to the metal bedpost of the bed, and she's face down, which, like, that doesn't seem
seems a little dangerous, but all right.
It's also weird too because I'm just thinking of like my height, and I'm like, that my limbs aren't going there.
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing some like medieval torture. Okay, so
starfishing in the middle of the bed.
This one isn't conflicted. This one's sad. Jade had never felt so helpless and trapped. There was no doubt about it. She was at Tori's mercy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, girl. Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah. Okay, so then Tori's like, look, I'm really good at this, so you better not squirm, otherwise it's gonna leave a mark.
What?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. She said, I know exactly how much pressure to use with it as to not leave a permanent mark. First of all, no you don't. This is your first time with Jade. You don't know her skin. She's really pale. She might bruise super easily.
She could be anemic. Also, okay, can I just talk super quick about how anemic I am? I was babysitting the other day, and the cat didn't like me, so I was walking, like, out of the kitchen, and the cat ran at me and swatted me, and, like, he scratched me, and I was like, ooh, ouch, that hurts, and I got home, and I had this fat bruise on the back of my leg from where he hit me. This is like a scrawny 14-year-old cat who hit me once and bruised me.
Oh.
Like, this is pathetic. This is embarrassing.
Oh. Oh my god.
So, you know, that could be Jade.
Yeah, we don't know. Like, well, then again, I don't know. Tori's been stalking her for a while. Maybe she got her medical history.
Yeah, she went to the nurse's office and was like, Emily, excuse me. Can I borrow something?
Oh, sure, Tori, anything for you.
Thanks.
She's also part of the BDSM community. Yeah.
By the way, I saw your mom at the club last night. Tell her she's looking really good.
Oh my gosh.
Will do. She takes the files. Okay. So I know not to leave a permanent mark, but if you squirm around when I'm whipping you, it may accidentally cause me to leave a mark. And for now, I want that beautiful pale skin to remain just as it is.
Kate, that makes absolutely no sense. If you're about to be, like, struck with an object, regardless of, like, if you're holding still or moving, it's gonna make a mark either way. Or it won't, depending on the pressure. You moving has nothing to do with the amount of pressure the other person is applying. This isn't a tattoo. This is being struck with an object.
Yeah. The other thing I don't like about this too is, again, this is like her first, like, she's gotten spanks, but this is her first, like, real punishment. Like, she's handcuffed to a bed face down. She says ow, the first one, and that earns her 3 more lashes, because a good sub is a quiet sub, especially when she's being disciplined. And that's like, yeah, so, like, what are you getting out of this, Tori? It seems like you just like to hurt people.
Like, I think Tori's just an abuser.
Like, this is not okay. But anyway. Okay, so then Jade has the audacity to ask, how many am I getting, Mistress Tori? The answer is you'll know when it ends, but she also adds 1 more because Jade spoke out of turn. And it's like, okay, so do you like Jade's personality or not? Not that she's being particularly outspoken. I think that's like at least most play scenes that I've seen, that's not super unusual to tell people. Like, you don't have to, I guess, but, like, that's not unreasonable to just be like, how many are we doing? Or to just say at the beginning, that crime earned you this many.
Yeah.
Because, like, you said don't squirm. Well, it'd be easier not to squirm if I could brace myself.
Like, yeah. Oh my god, Tori. You know, for someone who's had, like, their whole life to, like, practice being a dom, she sure sucks at it.
Yeah. I agree. But they keep saying she's great at it. Okay, so chapter 3,
She's not.
Fade
She's
Away.
god awful.
So that we ended with 2. Now we start off, we're in the 3rd smack, 4th, 8th smack. Jade's tearing up, and it says by the 8th, a tear had formed in the corner of Jade's eye. By the time she felt truly sorry for displeasing Tori. By the 9th, she began to quietly whimper. After 10, Tori pauses to just sort of pat herself on the back for being so great at whipping. Then, it shows that Tori's been paying close attention because she knows the line between punishment and torture.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
How close attention do you have to pay?
I guess she could tell that the goth was nearing the limits of her endurance. By paying close attention to her breathing, how much she winced and other factors, Tori knew Jade was close.
To being at her limit or to orgasming?
To her limit of being whipped.
Like tapping out, I guess.
She better not come close to orgasming because that has not been sanctioned.
This is not in the rules.
Yeah. So then she says, "Are you sorry for being a bad girl, Jade?" And Jade is literally sobbing. She was now utterly ashamed for being mean to Tori. And she cries. And now they have like some little aftercare. And
when you say aftercare, what happens?
Okay, so Jade cried as she sat up and put her head into Tori's lap. Tori let Jade have her emotional release and gently stroked Jade's hair. Tori smiled, knowing that while Jade had submitted, she hadn't quite totally surrendered yet, but knew that that was coming quite soon, that perfect moment where Jade would finally realize that Tori was her owner and always would be. She compliments her. She says, like, "Good job. You took it like a champ. Now, my beautiful slut, get on your knees next to the bed. Your ass is still a bit sore, so that will be good for you." So she
basically just says, "Okay, go to bed."
Yeah, the aftercare was that...
An afterthought.
Yeah, the aftercare was like, you can cry for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Are you done? Okay. All right. I guess we're done. Good night.
Yeah. Well, now that you... So now that she's been punished for being a bad girl, she could make it up to her. And Jade is like, yeah, how can I please you? So now Tori takes off her silk robe. She's been wearing that since like the first chapter. And she just has Jade eat her out. Cool. So there's that. Jade's drawn to it. Let's see.
Hold on, the words wet mound caught my eye.
Yeah,
Can you never describe it like that, please?
I forgot you were like going through the story.
Yeah. So yeah, but she was drawn to her wet mound. That is the whole sentence makes it ickier because that makes me think of like this Reddit
like
no
a hill
sleep story I've read. Okay, so yeah. So we're still pleasuring her. And then Jade's good at it. Oh, the gusto Jade was giving it. I caught that. Then Tori comes, so that's great. And then lick me clean. You will always lick me clean. But like, that's something I hear
sorry,
a
I'm
lot
just reading it. Just...
Yeah.
Soon enough, Tori can feel her orgasm surge up through her like an elastic charge. Yes. And then a bunch of dots.
Yes.
Like, yes. I'm done.
Yes. It has been completed.
You know what, team? If you're looking to spice it up next time, just drop that. Just drop a yes.
Yes.
That exact cadence, that exact tone.
That's what everyone's looking for.
Yes.
Okay. And then, does Mistress want me to continue? No. Tori's so benevolent. They can just lay on the bed together. And they're making out. She pinches her nipples. Okay, so then now a nipple clamp. So...
Like, she's using a nipple clamp, or she's just, like, hanging on
Well,
to them?
first she just pinched her nipple, and Jade liked that, so she's like, alright, nipple clamp time.
She's like, alright, let me introduce this new object.
Yeah. And then Jade really so they're still... So, like, Tori's, like, sucking a nipple, and Jade... Once again, gets out of line. How dare she? She reaches down to play with herself in the middle of the making out.
And then it's in all caps down here. Did I say you could touch yourself, slut?
No, Mistress Tori, you did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up.
So then 4 more space. Like, at this point, I feel like your tush is still numb.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's time to just take a break. I should deny you.
Was she being, like, slapped, like, with an open hand, or was she, like, being whipped, like, that time?
I think that was an open hand.
Okay. That still hurts.
Yeah.
After a while, that still hurts.
I mean, yeah, because it's like... But at this point, I'd be like... I mean, if Jade likes it... I feel like all I've learned is I'm just never going to do a thing. I'm just always going to touch myself. Because then you'll just keep spanking me if I like that.
You caught me.
And, like, that's the game.
I sure hope I don't get punished.
It's weird because Tori doesn't seem to want to play. She just wants to control Jade.
And be a bully.
Yeah.
Not like in the fun, like, kind of hot way, like, ooh, I'm gonna have to punish you now. Like, just actually, like, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you. Yeah. Mean.
Okay, so she's like, I should deny you your orgasm for the night for that. And then she's like, no, please. And then... This is horrifying. Tori's mind is scary. I don't want to know her thoughts this much. Though her face retained its frown, Tori was smiling inside. My God, she's nearly mine. Just a bit of a push and I'll have her forever. This is great.
Oh my gosh.
Is she a super villain?
Yes!
She's like sitting there with her fingers steepled like, ha ha ha. I'm gonna get her.
And she's like, well, you took your whipping well, so you'll get to come tonight, but only when I tell you. So, if you come too early, I'll pull out the whip and we'll start your punishment all over. Mind you, I want to be clear, they're gonna have school tomorrow. I didn't know that before I was reading. They have school tomorrow.
They're gonna have to sit through calculus, and Jade's just gonna be there like, oh, God, ow.
Ugh. Why aren't you sitting at your desk, Jade? Please. I gotta stand. Okay, so,
Brings a pillow with her.
Yeah. So then, how is Tori doing? Okay, they've got the nipple clamp, and I think, I skipped through. Did she... Oh, yeah, she put on a strap-on. So they're having,
a time.
Sex. And, wave of pleasure on top of the pain from the nipple clamp. They mix together nicely. Tori began to pump in and out of Jade with an ever-growing rhythm. I hated this. This was, like, the thing that I, disliked most about it. Oh, and before I forget, from now on, you'll keep yourself shaved from now on. I don't want to see so much as a single hair down there. Ever! Starting tomorrow.
Fuck you, Tori.
Yeah.
Right? Like, again, what do you like about me?
Have you ever shaved 2 days in a row?
Yeah, that's not
That's
it.
the worst. That's not it. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Like, it's like, maybe if she goes and, starts getting waxed or whatever.
Yeah.
That still sucks.
It's still, I hate it.
So bad.
I can't do it anymore. I had to quit. I kept thinking I'd build up a tolerance, and I never did.
You think it's gonna be better the next time, and then you lay there, and you're like, I'm gonna die.
So, yeah, it's... I'm just sitting there, like, while they do it, and it's just like, that, talk about, like, unfair beauty standards where the people doing it to you feel bad, and they're like, you know, this is my job, but, like, anyway. Although I will say, though, I stopped drinking coffee on days when I got waxed, and that did help a little bit. And yeah, she told me that, like, the first, she was like, oh, did you have, like, coffee? Apparently, that was creepy, though, because apparently by the way it looked, she could tell that I had shrimp. And I was like, okay, I don't
You're just, like, a little bit more jittery. Pupils are a little bit bigger.
Yeah, she's like, oh, did you have coffee today? Because that, like, tenses things up. So we, like, just like that. And I was like, okay. So, like, I don't like that you can tell from what's going on there. That's weird. But, okay. Anyway, so they're having sex. And Jade's trying to block the orgasm. But Tori's going harder and harder. And now I feel like this is more distracting because now she's like, who's my dirty slut? I am. Louder. And now, like, they're doing like it's a concert about, like, who's the sluttiest? Me.
Like a little cheer section.
Yeah.
You go to a concert.
Yeah. And then,
that's the chant for the crowd.
this is such a weird, like, this does not seem that hot to me, but if I'm wrong, please let me know. I am. I am and always will be your... Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I think I was just misunderstanding what you were referring to. Continue.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, maybe this is hot, I don't know, but it doesn't to me. Okay, so you're thrusting, and then they say, I am and always will be your dirty slut. My mind, body, and soul are yours and always will be. I will obey you forever.
You know,
I mean,
maybe
some
I'm the
people,
problem,
man.
because the first bit, I was like, yes, and then it continued, and I'm like, never mind.
See, but you know what? I agree with you. Like, that first, like, just stop. Like, this writer loves to keep going, but, like, just cut it off. Because, like, who doesn't want to have a dirty slut? That's fine. That's everyone's king.
And then just, my mind, body, and soul are yours and always will be. Bitch, it's the first time you've had sex with this person.
I love the idea. Our bodies will be one forever. It's one thing too,
imagine you're having sex with your partner. You've been with them for a while, but, like, imagine they say this to you. Do you keep going?
Maybe, even if you're, like, at this point, they're so close to finishing, because, like, they orgasm, like, right after, so I think it's the kind of thing where it's, like, afterwards, like, hey, so about that,
Yeah.
maybe let's not do that next time.
I've said some shit, and I'm like, you know what? I can never repeat this again. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. So sorry. But, like, I think Tori just, like, broke her brain. I think she won. I mean, I said something about, like, I don't like the depersonalization that's happening with Jade. I think Tori did it already in one session.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like, I guess that's why they call her the expert, because she's a monster. She's evil. But
That's
yeah,
why they
it does,
call her
to
the
confirm,
expert,
the very
because she's a
last of the
monster.
old... Yeah. The very last of the old Jade suddenly fade away, and all that was left was a perfect lesbian submissive.
Oh,
Her
wow.
submissive
Wow. Just one
So-
time, huh?
Yeah, that's all
she
it takes with Tori.
Is she still gonna be confused and aroused?
Well,
I sure hope so.
well, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next day at school, chapter 4, the next day. Right after sex, Tori leaves the bed. They cuddle for, like, a little bit, but just a short while. Which I'm like, I would feel
After
like I
this?
would want... Yeah. After the sex we just saw in chapter 4, they have a little bit of a cuddle, and then Tori just gets up and says, you can go home now. I'm done with you tonight. You stay here and I'll get your clothes.
Cool.
And then she sends her on her way.
So does she?
Is she like
Jade,
smoking a
or,
cigarette next to her in bed too?
No, she's just like, well, that was a session. Get out.
She really rolled over and said, "Was it good for you too?"
She doesn't even ask that. That would, again, these are all things that would make this more palatable for me. But
Tori
okay,
sucks.
so then remember at school you could act like your normal Genki self, and I'll even tolerate some minor put downs and insults just to make things normal, but if you anger me you'll be punished. And then she's like, yep, got it. Anything else you require? She's got to be shaved tomorrow morning and meet her in the second floor bathroom by the dance studio 15 minutes before first
In
period.
school? People are gonna go piss in the bathroom. You can't be fooling around in there.
Well, you'll see what they do in there.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, well, Jade left Tori's house a changed woman.
Clearly.
Now she had assumed her
Broken
role as
woman.
Tori's
A
submissive.
shell of what she used to be.
At least she's not conflicted anymore. It seems like she's like, I like it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's growth, I guess, or
That's an arc.
backslide.
The vibe this gives me is like an angst much when Drax like completely breaks Pinkie Pie, and then Matt just gives her this really sad like robot voice for the rest of the story.
Yeah, I think that's how Jade should be talking from now on. Okay, so they go to the bathroom and Tori was there. She pointed to one of the stalls. She says, if you have to relieve yourself, do it now. And then Jade says, I did it just before I arrived. But I know what's happening, and I'd be like, Tori, you should just insist. But Tori doesn't like to let people know what's happening. So she checks and she's like, oh, good job. You shaved. That's nice of you.
Also
I'm proud of
unrelated,
that.
just because she was like, you need to relieve yourself. Ladies and like kind of everybody, make sure you go pee after you have sex.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
Of course
last
they didn't.
time. But, alright. Tori's like, so y'all done it, before you and Beck ever do that? And then she's like, no, Mistress Tori, I've
Excuse
never
me?
done anything like that. By the way, like, you do not know that you're alone in the bathroom. What if, like, one person came by and just heard Mistress Tori? Like, what?
Just cats in the stall next to you. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, are you a princess, Tori?
What the fuck? You can't do this at school.
But then, oh great, Tori's like, that's wonderful. You still have your anal virginity.
Ew.
And so she gives her a
gross.
purple butt plug and some lube. Some lube, coats the butt plug, shoves it right on in.
Oh,
You'll wear
okay.
this all day to get your butt ready for me.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, don't just like go right into it if you've never done something like that. You gotta start small and work your way up.
Well, they put on enough lube that it slid right in. She's going to do inspections throughout the day to make sure she isn't cheating, because she's got to keep it in and not touch it. Eventually they're going to have her hair lasered off, and like, honestly, we should just do that now, because shaving every day is not the play. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go back a little bit because I see this. I just have to comment on this wording of when she takes out the butt plug. It says, Tori then removed what Jade recognized as a purple butt plug and a small tube. She couldn't recognize the lube. She recognized the butt plug.
She's like, oh, that's going in my ass. I don't know what that one's for.
Even the next sentence says, she then took the tube and spread a generous amount of what she guessed was lubricant and coated. Like, how do you still not know?
What else would it be? Fucking toothpaste?
I like the idea of Jade, like, okay, so I know where that butt plug's going. Is that tube going in the front?
Is that also going in there? Oh, gee whiz. What a busy day for me.
I know. Okay, so it's all set up, and then Tori's like, "Great. Remember, I remove it, not you. And as far as everyone else is concerned, we're just friends. So fine. It's uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
but at first the butt plug was merely uncomfortable, but after a while, as Jade continued to wear it, she noticed herself getting slightly aroused. So we're back into that.
No.
Okay.
Puts my fingers together. Oh no, do I like this? Oh no. Oh, I feel yucky, but I don't.
She liked it, but knew it would be a bit before she fully adjusted.
I'm going to scream.
It's funny. I actually forgot. I thought we were done with this whole yo-yo effect. Okay, so then, let's see. Okay, so then at fourth period, we have our next inspection, and luckily, Jade's been good. She asks her how she feels, and Jade says, "It's both uncomfortable and somewhat arousing. I've been having problems concentrating in class. I'm going to fail."
Oh.
Thanks, mistress. And Tori's just like, "That's understandable. Come on, it's lunch." So, all right. So everybody's there, and Jade's like, "Ugh, this is gonna get weird when Beck shows up because I just broke up with him." Also, mind you, they break up on and off all the time.
Right.
So if he's thinking like this was just like a Tuesday, that's awkward. Okay, so Rex and who is he doing this? Okay, sorry. So Andre and Tori were talking about some piece of music they were writing together. Rex Powers was comparing the breast sizes of Northridge girls to Hollywood Arts girls, and Kat was happily eating.
Okay.
Rex, who are you telling this to? Robbie? Or like,
he's just
because they don't mention Robbie.
He's just doing it on a sheet of paper.
He was talking off screen to the director.
Yeah, he's got just like a list, and he draws like a pair of boobs here, and like a pair of boobs on the other side.
Then,
like,
oh god, what did we name it? What did we call him? Shuvi or something? I can't remember.
Oh, Schlotsky.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can just go with the create.
Which parents do you like more? Neither. There's no feet.
Okay, so then Kat asks, "Jade, what's wrong? You're fidgeting in your seat." "Oh, just got a lot on my mind. Broke up with Beck. Definitely don't have a butt plug."
Yeah.
I like that Tori narrowed her eyes for a moment with a brief disapproving look. This was your dumb idea to do this, Tori. So why don't you get a little compact mirror and disapprove of yourself? Because
yeah, I know I'm the one who absolutely demolished your ass last night, and I'm probably making it worse today. But it's your fault.
I didn't even think about that. But she like whipped her for like 3 hours.
And then she had to go to school.
Yeah, had really rough strap-on sex, and now she's got to wear a butt plug. This is too much. Like, this is a lot. Okay, so then Beck shows up, and he's like polite, but he's sad because they're broken up. And then
sad boy hours.
Finally, he asks Jade if they could speak privately, and then she looks at Tori, but she doesn't know what Tori's thinking. Okay, so, I'm alone. What do you want? Look, Jade, I don't know what I did, but can you give me another chance? Which is sad. Yeah, like, because he actually didn't do anything this time. Jeez. Anyway, Jade had purposely sat in a position where she could see Tori's expression. It still amazed her how easily she fell into the role. not the right one. But looking briefly at Tori, she could see the Latina give her an intense look. Almost as if she could read Tori's mind, Jade knew what the Latina was thinking. You belong to me! My note is that line was cringe as hell.
Yeah.
But that's all I had to add to that. Okay, well that gave Jade the strength that she needed. Beck, you're a great guy, but not for me. I don't love you, and that's that. It's not working and never will. We're done. I don't like that because it makes like their whole, 3 years together a total lie, but like they weren't. I mean, like on some level, you did like him.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Her brain's just broken because of Tori abusing her, so... If this story doesn't end with Beck, like, helping her get out of the situation, I think I'm gonna have to lay down on the ground.
One thing I noticed with lots of Jory fics is that they really want to, like, invalidate the relationship with Beck, like, entirely. Like, it's never like Jade is never bisexual. Ever. It's always like she was gay.
That would be confusing.
And it's like... I mean, you can we've been together for 3 years, but, like, you gotta admit, our relationship was pretty toxic. I think we should just, like, be friends. Maybe that's just what's best for us. Tori, and then she comes back, and Tori's really glad that, because she saw how disappointed Beck was, so she knew that Jade had just, like, done what she was supposed to do. And then Tori felt bad for him, but not for what she did. It was his fault that he fell in love with her sub. And then I feel the need to point out, they were dating before she even went to this school. Right. Like, your first day, the first thing you learned was that Jade and Beck were a couple. Like...
You know, this sucks.
At least Beck doesn't need to brainwash people to get laid, okay? Yeah. So, Tori, like, don't be confident. So the rest of the day, her plug kept her in alternating states of arousal and discomfort. Basically. Then, so then she's been a good girl. So Tori's like, okay, we could go back to my place so we could do more sexy things that I want you to do.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's chapter 4. Do we want to do one more chapter? Do we want to wrap it up here?
Let's see, how long have we been going for? We're just like under an hour, so maybe we could call it here and then we could do 5 to 7, 8 next time.
Okay. Cool. Alright, so next time we're gonna see Jade and Tori get frisky again because we didn't get enough of that last time, or this time. But, thank you guys for being here. I think we've learned a lot about how easy it is to control orgasms, but also how many lashings we can all take. Hopefully, if you guys are anyone listening, get a safe word.
Yes.
That's it. That's my advice to everybody. Otherwise, don't yucca yum. But, get consent.
And please, for God's sake, have some respect for your partner. That is the bare minimum that you can do.
Yeah, let them have at least a smidge of agency.
A crumb of respect, if you will.
Yeah. Thimbleful, even.
Yeah.
On that note, remember to comment, like, and subscribe because we all need friends. Okay, bye.
Bye.